Hello, and welcome to this week's weekly reading. I have to share Max because he is just too cute for words, dying of heat here in this hot little pocket of the world. And this week, aside from my beautiful Orange River quartz, which is a soulmate quartz, you can see it's got a double point, and Clary Calm, which I know it says monthly blend for women, but it's great for men too, and Purify. And I'm using these because, oh, sorry, Max, am I disturbing you? I'm using these because they are very powerful in terms of our Pluto energy this week. Mostly, I feel like this week is one for catching our breath and consolidation because we have all the planets direct until the 1st of April. That's pretty fast moving momentum, intensity, etc. And I can't with this cat. He's just the Look at him. The tongue has to stick out as well. Sorry, I'm a real lover of cats, clearly, like every good witch, I suppose. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. And Pluto this week is getting to the point by the weekend, by like Thursday, Friday, getting to the point where he is going to be beyond the place that he was last year when he dipped his toe into Aquarius for a short while, giving us a small taste of what the Aquarius Pluto energy may be, and then pulled back to finish off his work in Capricorn. And now he's going to get past that point, which is like 0 degrees in 21 minutes. Remember, he's a super slow moving chap. We also have 5 cards this week, so I'm going to call that last card a bonus card for everyone. So pick a number between 1 and 4, but you can also add a little extra if you feel like picking number 5. You can double down on your message there as well. It's a collective reading, so it is not specific to you, but when you choose a card, you bring it a little bit more potency into it, and it is for anyone who finds this reading, it's pertinent for you. Even if you find it out of timeline context, there is something in there for you. And I use this as a guideline for myself when I happen across something out of date. I feel like, wow, why did that show up? And I usually listen to the thing and find exactly the message I needed. So please remember that as well. Let's jump in. Okay, look at that. Double kings at the front. And the last are all upside down, 2 of which are major arcana. Remembering that major arcana are cards where it's kind of out of our control, which is so transpersonal or Plutonic kind of energy. And then kings are usually representing people. Court cards are usually representing people. Now, the kings are upright for us here, and we've got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And the king cards in the tarot represent fixed sign energy. So in this case, we have fixed fire, with the King of Wands being associated to the sign of Leo, the full moon that we just had last week, and fixed earth, which is Taurus, the sign associated with the King of Pentacles. The other 2 kings, the water one would be fixed water, which is Scorpio, Cups card, King of Cups, and the King of Swords would be associated with Aquarius, fixed air. So it's interesting to see that we start this week with these 2 really confident masculine pillars. And the King of Wands is absolutely a guy that is full of energy, gregarious, generous, passionate. He is very social and he gets things done. The King of Pentacles is more of a reliable guy, slow, steady, stable, gets things done as well, but he does it maybe on a different timeline, we might say, to the King of Wands. One of the challenges with fixed energy is that it can be a little bit fixating and it can get lazy, it can get sedentary, and that is absolutely true for both Leo and Taurus. And I think what's interesting here is, here we are with all the planets moving forward. There may be moments this week, especially if you chose one of these 2 cards, where you don't want to be rushed. The energy is rushing you, circumstances in your life feel like they're rushing you, and you are like, I will do that. I absolutely know what my responsibilities are. Responsibility is a good key word for kings. I understand, but I am going to do that on my timeline. You will not be able to push me. And both of these two astrological signs really would resonate with that concept as well. But now what I find so interesting is we've got this very strong masculine heavy energy that is upright and fixed and holding us in this week of consolidation. So even though there's so much going on, these kings are saying, I will do things as I see fit, when I see fit, the job will be done. Rely on me, trust in me. But remember that the masculine does things in a very linear fashion. And then we have this complex upside down moon card, which is absolutely speaking into the divine feminine. So when we get very heavy with the masculine, we may get a little disrupted with the feminine. In an ideal world, we're looking for a balance, but I mean, the reality is none of us are balanced all of the time. We have these balanced moments, or we are balanced in one area but not in another. So, this shouldn't be something that unsettles you. But when this listen to me, when this moon card is upside down, you can see there is a shadow wolf and a light wolf. You can see the big full moon. Also, remember, we just experienced a big full moon in Leo. And you can see that she is kind of under the waters. And I want you to think about how you see underwater. You don't see clearly. You see in a kind of dreamy way. Also, the moon links to the nighttime. That's when we see the moon. That is when she is visible. She changes. Sometimes she's really big and bright. Sometimes she's dark. Sometimes she's in between. She links to our unconscious. And our deep emotions, our deep intuition. So when she's upside down, especially on the heels of two strong, powerful, somewhat rigid, one might say, king energies, she can't find her natural operating system, which in the divine feminine, unlike the linear masculine, is kind of circuitous, round, spiraling, up and down, in and out, roundabout. Now, she can't find that comfortably, which is why she's upside down, when there is this strong masculine drive. All the planets are moving forward. Everyone is driving. Everyone is pushing. And we may need to balance that with listening to our intuition and how best do we rest? And how do we fill our own cup? And how is our sleep? And how is our nutrition? Because the moon does link very much to what is nourishing me. So nourishing me in terms of nourishing my body. Moon links to the material world, mothering and mother matter. So we definitely want to look at how am I nourishing myself physically? How am I nourishing myself emotionally? The moon is a water ruled card. It is emotional. How am I nourishing myself mentally? Because am I getting way too frazzled? Is my to-do list so long and strong that I'm forgetting to rest? And when I'm sleeping, maybe I'm dreaming of all the things on the to-do list and not resting in a good way. And then because we are out of balance a bit with our yin yang, one may say, or our divine feminine, sacred masculine, we might be getting a little indecisive. The Seven of Cups speaks to having a lot of choices. It's a water card as well. So here we have all sorts of choices, and none of the choices are good or bad, right or wrong. They're just choices. But if we don't make the choice, we are making the choice not to make the choice. And we get stuck in this indecision, stuck in this murky stuff. Maybe we're trying to make choices for other people that we have no right making for other people. And we will find them resenting us for it. So if you're a very strongly masculine, you're feeling strongly into this side of the reading, you might find that you're getting fed up with people who are getting all wishy-washy and indecisive, and you might try to choose for them, which may create drama. If you're more in this feminine and you're finding the drive of others really strong and that they're pushing you to make decisions and you're not feeling rested or able to see clearly, remember how we look at things underwater, because you haven't had the sort of stillness and space to feel into that intuitively. What do I feel is the right decision to me? And then also, what do I think is the right decision for me? And what is my body saying is the right decision for me? Watery people would love a little time and space to go through all of those questions. But if you're being pushed too hard by someone, it may make it hard. So how do you manage that? So depending which side of that scale you fall. And then our final card is sorry, let me turn this for a minute, is the World card, which is the final card of the Major Arcana, which is absolutely a nod to a cycle ended. So, of course, from a Pluto perspective, we're in this huge awareness of this cycle ended. But Pluto is slow, so our kind of acceptance of that cycle ended, or our consolidating what that's meant and what it will mean moving forward, because an ending brings a new beginning, of course, is probably part of the reason why we're a bit upside down with this card. There is a delay in ending. There is a delay in our choice to finish something. So again, because it's so clearly linking to this indecision, I can't make a decision. So until I can make that decision, I can't close that chapter or end the thing that needs ending, because I can't decide which thing I'm ending or which is my new beginning. And, it's muddly. There's a lot of this muddly feeling. And there's a strong sort of feeling that's coming through to me around Pisces season. So Pisces season follows Aquarius season. And I feel like we're moving into these murky waters of Pisces where nothing seems really clear. And remember, when we hit Pisces season, and I know we're not there yet, but when we hit Pisces season, we come into contact with Saturn, who's in Pisces, and at the end of Pisces season, Neptune, who's in Pisces. And so there's this pull in our ideals between how do I structure them, Saturn, bring them into reality, Saturn, work daily on my progress, Saturn, and what is the ideal, what is the dream, what is the best case scenario, how do I really feel it and sing it and live it and love it, Neptune. And they kind of don't always agree with each other, those two planets. Neptune's much more comfortable in Pisces than Saturn is. So I actually feel like we're getting a little bit of a pull into the Pisces season here. And that'll still take us into that forward momentum in terms of all the planets moving forward. So it's going to be really interesting to watch ourselves with this intense forward trajectory now, whilst we're trying to be very linear and masculine. And Aquarius is that. Remember, Aquarius is also a fixed sign. So Aquarius would be the King of Swords. He would be another fixed king energy. And so we're trying to get organized. We're trying to make decisions maybe in our own time, because there is that stubbornness to the fixed signs, but we're doing it, we're moving it, we're getting there, we're maturing on some level. But it's pulling us into this more, but the water is coming. And bear in mind, it's still a few weeks away. So it's interesting to me that this is a weekly reading, and this is what's channeling through. So look at Pisces season for yourself. Do you have a lot of Pisces placements? Do you have a lot of mutable placements? Is it a sign that you're very sensitive in? I would just pay attention to March. March feels like it's going to be, the words that came through is, we're marching to March. So we're marching forward in this kind of very linear masculine way. And something, Max is dreaming as I say that. Oh, now he stopped joking about. There's something important that is linking from this week. I don't yet know what it is. We'll have to watch this space. But something that is coming through for us this week, some awarenesses that are starting to bubble up, are going to be exacerbated or just become bigger, more obvious, maybe more clear. And yet, will we be able to turn this around? Will we be able to make those decisions, close those doors, begin new chapters because we've ended others, trust our intuition, and let things happen in a little bit more of a roundabout way sometimes, not always super linear? But at the same time, hold on to these two pillars that we have here. To get two kings like this in a reading is really unusual. And so hold on to the two pillars. And even look, one brings in the wolf, the other brings in the lion. We've got canine, we've got feline, we've got these very powerful prey animals, predators that are strong and courageous and protective. So use this energy as a protective energy to support you in this kind of murky space where you're trying to figure out a new way forward and understand what needs to end. What needs to end? Okay, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will be back with a reading next week. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, follows, comments, etc. Please keep them coming. And if you're looking for personalized readings in this time, remember to check out my link down below this video. Have a beautiful week.